Hey everybody, having an unboxing today. This is the Realme U1. So Realme, it's a sub-brand of Oppo. They just started, I think, like 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, and this is like the second or third phone out. So yeah, Chinese brands work really fast. So I can see right now this is the gold color with 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage. Okay, so this design is very similar to the Realme 2 Pro that I unboxed and tested, I think about like a month and a half, 2 months ago. Dreams, ambition, courage, power, passion. We fit it all in one box. Okay, yeah, very basic unboxing. So you have a charging brick. This seems to be like a European plug. This is not the Chinese rounded leg plug. Yep, not USB-C. This is a micro USB cable. Micro USB. And then here is a SIM ejector tool and a jelly case. Feels pretty solid in the hand. You see it has that smaller notch like on the OnePlus 6T and Oppo and Vivo's recent phones. So I will set this up and I will be back. Alright guys, I'm back. So since that unboxing clip, it's been about 9 days. So I've been using this phone heavily since then, so I have a pretty good impression of this. So this is yet another winner from these Chinese sub-brands like Realme, Honor, Poco, Nubia. They're just pumping out really well-built phones for really good price. Now I don't know the official pricing of this phone yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be really affordable. So we'll go over the specs really quick. You have a 6.3-inch display with a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. As you can see, this is pretty close to bezel-less. You have a really small dewdrop notch with just a really, tiny chin. It's not that bad at all. So this is a almost bezel-less display with a 91% screen to body ratio. The resolution is 2340 by 1080. So that's a PPI of 440. So the screen is definitely pretty crisp, but it does not get that bright in direct sunlight. It has a max brightness of about 450 nits, which is fine, but I've used phones that get a little bit brighter. So now inside this notch, it's where this phone differs from the Realme 2 Pro that I tested a couple months ago. This is a 25 megapixel selfie camera and it captures really good selfies. I think this is the strongest point of this phone actually. The selfie camera is surprisingly really good. So now moving to the back, you have this glass plate with like special coating to give it this little kind of reflective light. This pattern pillar reflective light that actually looks pretty pleasing, and it looks different under different light, so you get a different vibe every time you have different lighting on top of your phone, and you just shimmer your phone around a bit like this. So back here you have a 13 megapixel camera with a 2 megapixel depth sensor. The camera, it's nothing amazing, but I think for this price range it's pretty solid. I'll show you some photo samples later. But overall, this phone feels pretty good in the hand, and it weighs 168 grams, so that's very light and very easy to reach. You see, I can reach all the way across left to right without needing to readjust my grip. So inside the phone, it's a Helio P70 from MediaTek. So this is MediaTek's newest chipset in the P series. It's 12 nanometers, so it's 15% more powerful than the previous P60. It's pretty solid. Like in terms of Geekbench, you see it scores a 5926 in multi-core, 1560 single core, and then in Antutu it scored a 143,000. So these are respectable numbers, and I've played plenty of games on this, stuff like Street Fighter 4 or Hero Hunters, and everything ran smoothly without any issues. There's also a 3500 mAh battery inside that offers just enough battery life to last a whole day. The battery life isn't as epic as something like a Huawei Mate 20 Pro or even like an Honor Magic 2, but it's good enough to go almost a full day for most people. So like for my usage, I'm a very heavy user. it can last a full day, but at the end of the day, it's like down to, you know, like 8 to 10%. It's not like a Honor phone where at the end of the day it has like 25% battery life, but this is definitely good enough because I'm a very, very heavy user. So now looking at the software, unfortunately this is still running Android 8.1, so it's a little bit outdated. You don't get some of the new Android 9 features such as Smart Rotate. That's actually my favorite feature from Android 9, but there's Color OS 5.2 on top, and it's pretty okay. Like I don't dislike Color OS that much. So this Color OS differs from the Color OS in Oppo phones a bit in that there's a little swipe shortcut menu right here, which I quite like. So it's kind of like the edge gesture in the Samsung Galaxy phones. So you swipe and you get these little shortcuts. You can launch Facebook right away, or you swipe and then you can go into screen recording. But you know, not much complaints. The software, it's pretty clean. Inside settings, you do get some gestures in smart and convenient. So right here you see that you can go switch between navigation buttons or swipe gestures, which I like. The swipe gestures here is pretty useful and intuitive. You swipe from the middle to go home, swipe from the left or the right to go back, and then you swipe up and hold to go into app overview. So now back to the gestures. You have other stuff like screen off gestures, so you can draw an O to start a camera. It doesn't launch as fast as on the OnePlus 6T, but it's useful enough. You have 3-finger screenshot, which I quite like. There's also a feature that could be pretty useful to a lot of people. That's a clone app. So what it does is it allows you to run 2 of the same apps on the same phone. So you can have 2 different accounts, 2 different Facebook, 2 different Instagram. Now, you can also run 2 different WhatsApp too, I believe, but I haven't tried that yet. And that is a lot more useful than needing to run 2 Facebook, in my opinion. So now let's talk about the cameras. We'll start with the star of the show, the 25 megapixel selfie camera. It's a really good camera. You see, really detailed. You can blow up the images very large. Apologies for zooming my face so much. And you see, it's a really nice detailed image of my face, and then you see the background, it's pretty clear, and the light is exposed relatively well. This is not, you know, it's not too blown out, it's not underexposed. So this is my girlfriend and I. Again, you see the background in the back of the train. You can see it pretty clearly. It's not overexposed. You get pretty good details. Now there is a beauty mode too that gets pretty creepy. I'll show you. See right here. Damn, that looks pretty weird, right? But obviously this image is me pushing the beauty mode to the extreme, hence is why it looks a little bit creepy. If you go into the selfie camera, you actually have the option to just use AI to let the phone do your beautification for you, and when the phone does it, it's actually pretty natural. You see right now, I look okay, not too fake. But now you can also do it yourself, custom if you want. And now this is where you can make yourself look crazy. So you have smooth skin, thinner face. So you see my jaw is actually moving. Smaller face, jaw, big eyes, smaller nose. So you can adjust all this in real time and see my nose move. So now after all that, I look a little bit fake, right? This looks kind of scary. So now moving to the main camera. Again, it's pretty solid too if you have good lighting. So this is an indoor shot at night, but there's good lighting. So everything is well detailed. Check out the pretzel, check out the latte, check out my girlfriend. You know, all the lights in the back are properly exposed. You can get relatively close up on the subject and not lose focus. This is a pretty well detailed shot. Again, for the price range. It's only when you take photos at night does the camera struggle a little bit. So we'll find a night shot. So in this night scene, you see that I really struggle to find the proper balance. So either I had to dial the exposure setting all the way down to get this kind of clean image, but everything is kind of dark. If I dial the exposure up, I can see more of the image, but then now the lights right here are overexposed. So you know, overall, when you're taking pictures at night, there's going to be a little bit of overexposures of the light because the camera struggles a bit in finding balance. But you know, no real complaints considering the price of this phone. You can still get some very, very clean images. So now check out some videos. 1080p with the Realme. I'm assuming this is 1080p 30. It doesn't really say. So it's 1080p footage. You see it's pretty clean. Exposure is properly balanced, but there's no stabilization at all. So look how jerky the video is as I'm walking. The mic is also a little bit muffled, so this video it's a little bit below par. So let's check out a video shot during the night. So yeah, even at night, the video footage itself is clean. There's not a lot of noise, but it's just very jerky. But you see all the lights are properly exposed and all that. So this video camera, you know, it's decent. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. So I'll show you a few more photo samples right now. Alright man, you know what time it is. Speaker test. So this is max volume, single speaker grill, so you can muffle the sound pretty easily. You go to 50%, sounds a lot better actually. 100% is a little bit distorted. Yeah, single fine speaker, solid, nothing to write home about. So overall, there's a lot to like with the Realme U1. Again, I don't know the official pricing of this. I don't know, these Chinese brands, they always give me a phone early, but then they won't tell me how much it is, so I just have to guess. But I'm pretty sure, looking at the specs and just the branding of the phone, this is not going to be like a $400, $500 phone. It's probably going to be under 250 bucks, maybe under 200 even. At that price range, I think the Realme U1, it's a really good entry-level budget value phone. I mean, this design looks really good. We're at a point where you don't even have to spend more than $250 anymore to get a really nice looking feeling phone. You can drop like $180 or $200 and still get a phone that looks pretty damn good. I mean, let me grab my iPhone really quick. So this is the iPhone XS Max. It costs like over $1,000, and you put the two phones side by side, they look very close. It's not like you look at these two phones and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, the Apple phone is so much better looking than the Realme phone. They look very similar. In many ways, the Realme might look a little bit better. It's a smaller notch, and this phone is probably like not even 20% of the price. So Chinese brands are just really pumping out good value right now. So this is the Realme U1. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.